Welcome to the House Files, a podcast about building a triplex in Portland, which primarily exists to talk you out of doing it. We have cabinets this week. Things are coming together pretty quick in here now. It's great to have the cabinets in the kitchen finally, except for that one over there, which is missing because we need to actually buy the dish rack that's going to go inside of it so they can install the dish rack and modify the cabinet to fit it before they hang it, which will be easier. So I have a dish rack coming tomorrow. That's a different episode. What I wanted to talk about today was a little thing I noticed, and we're going to hopefully fix really quick. I like to walk through every now and then when things are changed and just look around and see if I notice anything. For example, I did notice that the fridge spot for the fridge is actually missing the outlet. The drywall guys just cover right over the outlet. So there's a little water pipes down below, but there is supposed to be an outlet right up there. And I double checked on the wiring walkthrough of here that I recorded several months ago now, and sure enough, there is an outlet behind there. So do a little thing on the wall, scribble, they'll find the box and cut it out. No big deal. That's fine. But it's just stuff like that I find and maybe didn't expect to see, much later. I've been walking through here. I didn't notice that was missing for a while. So that takes me to the wet bar. They just started putting in the wet bar cabinets, and these are the base cabinets. There's going to be uppers up there as well, with a glass doors on the left. Over here is where the appliance garage is going to be, so that's why there's a water here and power. I put data there because why not? You never know. That one's going to be an outlet on the backsplash. This is just, I don't know why that's there. And then another outlet over there. This is the spot for the fridge. And as you can see, we have an outlet for the fridge down there. Then I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice if we had a instant hot water in the sink? So this is the base cabinet for the sink. The sink will go in here, and you can see we've got the drain pipes and hot and cold for the sink over there. And then that power is actually the transformer for the under cabinet lighting. So it's the mains coming in, low voltage wire that goes up to that spot, and then that's going to be a strip for under the counter. So I was thinking, yeah, wouldn't it be nice to have an instant hot water tap? Well, that requires power. And for a while, I was like, oh, well, there's power under there, so it's no big deal. We can just run another line off of that. And then it occurred to me that actually that wire is switched because, of course, the under cabinet lighting is on a switch. So that wire doesn't work. And there's no power wire down there. So what are we going to do? Because things are pretty well closed up on this side. So I did think that, well, there's power for the fridge there. I don't really want to run a wire on the outside here anymore. But you know what is on the other side of that wall? It's the bathroom. So let's take a look really quick. Over here into the bathroom, and we have drywall on that side, but exposed wall on that side because it's going to get tile backer. And sure enough, there is the outlet for the fridge. So my plan right now is I'm going to run a wire from there to there. And I'm just going to poke it out that same hole, and we'll deal with putting a box inside the cabinet later. So let's go ahead and do that right now. I only have to get through one bay for this. Let's do a quick hole. Easy. Not the right wire card. It's this one. We have to find where that goes through the cabinet. Should we pull that out from the kitchen side? All right, we're over on the fridge side now. I see a little wire. I'm gonna give it a little push from the other side again. It's probably longer than it needs to be, but that's fine. Right? And then this side, better too long than too short. So let's go all that up. And deal with that later. Last but not least, pop this insulation back. Good as new. And just like that, I have a new wire going from that outlet over into this box. I'll let the electrician deal with wiring it up and putting the actual box in the cabinet later. Before we wrap up, I thought I would take a quick look around and show you what else is all the progress that's been made here. Got all the kitchen cabinets done. We've got the little breakfast island coming along now. That has doors open from this side, and the other side is for the microwave. We got our spot for the oven, the microwave, nice big sink here, and the dishwasher. This corner cabinet, I've never seen a cabinet like it before. Look at this, it opens like that, but then it also, the whole thing comes out. So you get this huge corner cabinet that you can access. The other one that I like is this one. This one's really handy. It opens like this. Look how cool that is. And these all have soft close on them too, so you can just flick it down and it closes nice and quietly. And like I said, we'll have one more cabinet over here for draining dishes. So hopefully show you that as soon as we get that all hacked together as well. Over in the living room, we have the giant bookshelves, which are now all bolted into the wall. And we've been talking about how to do the panel in front of this to get the arches around each one. So I think we're basically just going to slap a giant sheet of plywood over the whole thing with the arches cut out. And that'll come all the way down, including down here. And it'll just sort of be part of the wall. And then we'll paint it the same color as the wall so that it kind of looks like it's all one thing. Got to figure out where to put the lights. Those are for lights inside the cabinet, so we got to figure out that next. Those wires are just loose. And then we have the bedroom, which is coming along nicely. Nice giant wall of cabinets on this side. That's the color, that's the pink color for the cabinets we've been talking about in some of the past episodes. So this whole thing will be that color once I get the panels on there. And then we had to make one change, which was this gap here was a bit too narrow. We had the wall, right? That half wall, or that wall that goes up to the top of the cabinets, was that thick. And when it was that thick, this was sticking out 5 more inches, and it made that gap a little bit too narrow. It felt a little bit narrow to walk through, but also it was actually too narrow to get a washer and dryer in, which are going to live here. So one of the contractors had a great idea, which is to basically just chop this wall here and then shift the whole bookcase, the whole closet back. So we gain about 5 inches that way. And that actually makes that opening a doorway size. It's now, I think it's the same size as that doorway. It does mean that if we want full depth for coat hangers, the coat hanger part might stick out a little bit past here, but I think it'll be okay. And then I think I want to paint this whole wall that same pink, just so that it all looks like it's part of the closet. But there's no more cabinets here. It's going to be just closet rods for Lily's hanging clothes. Those are also pink, but they're all covered up, so you can't see them. Well, that's about it. That's how far we've gotten so far. What other last minute things can we think of that we need to add before we're actually done? So this has been your quick progress update on cabinets for Unit C, and quick little DIY of getting power for the under the sink hot water heater. Talk about getting that in under the wire. All right, that's all for now. See you in the next one. Bye.